Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hey, I am starting. This is the first of many updates on post hip replacement surgery vlogs, so to speak, right? So, don't expect any super fabulousness here because I'm just going to get these done. I am probably 2.5 weeks out. It's Sunday, 2 weeks from Thursday. I am scheduled to get a total hip replacement on my right hip. I am 47, way too young for this, right? But it's happening. There's definitely some nerves about it. I'm super frustrated lately because I've had this head sinus cold for 3 or 4 weeks, and it's driving me crazy because I haven't been able to get a good workout in, so I feel like I'm getting weaker, and all I want to do is get as strong as possible before the surgery. So as it's getting a little bit better, I'm starting to drain out my brain in the mornings. I'm gonna start getting back to strength prep stuff. So that's definitely on my priority list for this next week. I know that this is a fairly successful surgery. Hips are usually, ironically, right, when I started out as a strength coach and massage therapist, I just ended up seeing a lot of people before and after hip replacements. My dad had both hips replaced at the same time at 57 or 8 years old. My mom has had both hips replaced, and then one had to be redone. Um, my mom's siblings have all almost or going to have hip replacements. So unfortunately, it's a little bit of genetics going on my side with the arthritis. They said something about hip dysplasia, which makes me feel like a dog, but I was also a gymnast growing up. That's essentially my background. I'm going to do an anterior approach, which means that they are going to put the incision on the front. I have found from working with people and just in general the knowledge that the anterior approach is a little bit better when you're more active. It tends to be less difficult on the restrictions on the post-surgical. So wherever you get the incision, usually the restrictions are you don't want that spot stretching out. So if your incision was on the back, you don't want to bend your hip past 90 degrees flexion, which makes it weird to, eventually sit down. You're kind of at that max range and stuff like that. So anterior, it's that you don't want to take your hip past into hip extension. So, walking is more of the restriction. Don't let it go way back. The fear of both is, you don't want it to dislocate. Excuse me. So restrictions are kind of the main reason why I went with anterior. And there's less muscle cutting through. I really don't want to cut through any muscles or anything like that. So hopefully that's preserved as much as possible. For those of you who don't know, I did see 2 different surgeons. I picked one eventually, mostly just of rapport in the office, kind of general gut feeling. I know that I'm going to be the problem child, being young enough and knowing movement enough that I'm going to be like, well, can I do this yet? Can I do this? Can I do this? Why can't I do this? Well, if I do it anyway, what's my worst case scenario? Those are my questions all the time. So just know that's always going through my head. And I'm definitely going to show how to do this without any opioids or narcotics. I don't want any sort of severe drug. I'm not good with them. I get really nauseous, throw up. It's the last thing I want to do post-surgery is just be throwing up, get constipated. So that's no fun. So extra strength Tylenol, little ibuprofen, lots of rock tape. That's going to be my plan. Doesn't that sound nice? Sound like such a smoker. Hopefully this is helpful to you and any of your loved ones that might be having the surgery. But my task of the week is to figure out what kind of tools I might need. Those little grabbers from the floor. Do I really need the toilet seat lifts? I know for some of my clients who have been through that and they're older, it is super helpful to have the lifted toilet seat, but I'm like, do I really need that? I don't want to deal with cleaning it. Anyway, that's my task of the week, is to figure out like a walker or a cane, grabbers, gadgets. Gadgets is the thing of the week. So I'll let you know how that goes.